When you think about cybersecurity, it's all about defense, right? Every single attack is a threat, it's a cost, it's a potential disaster. But what if we've been looking at this whole thing completely backwards? There's a new project out there proposing something pretty radical. What if every cyber attack, instead of being a liability, could actually become an asset?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That sounds crazy, right? Profitable from a cyber attack? But that's the wild question at the heart of a new platform called Deceptgold. And it's a concept that doesn't just want to tweak security, it wants to flip the entire economic model on its head. And check out this quote from their white paper because it hits the nail on the head. Every single day, companies are just burning resources fighting off attacks. We're talking CPU power, bandwidth, people's time. It's a constant drain with absolutely zero upside. It's kind of like a tax you have to pay just to exist on the internet.
I mean, this is the world we live in. For pretty much any company with a website, it's just this endless stream of malicious traffic, of probes, of brute force attempts that your security team has to constantly fend off. It is a pure cost center. It's a battle where winning just means you didn't lose. At least, not today. But here's where things get interesting. Deceptgold's whole idea is that we're missing something huge here, that tucked away inside every single one of those failed attacks, there's some hidden value just waiting to be unlocked. So we're not just talking about a new tool. This is a totally new way of thinking about digital threats. So the big question is, how on earth does this actually work? Well, Deceptgold sets up these digital traps. In the security world, we call them honeypots, to basically bait attackers. Now, when an attacker bites, the system doesn't just slam the door. Instead, it measures the energy and the resources that attacker just spent, and it converts that effort into a real, unique digital token, all secured on a blockchain. And that right there, that's the magic trick. A random brute force attack from across the world is no longer just another annoying security alert. It literally becomes a microtransaction. A malicious bot crawling your site isn't just noise, it's a tiny deposit into your account. Every negative thing becomes a positive, tangible asset. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do you actually do this? How does a malicious act from some anonymous IP address turn into a verified digital asset sitting in your wallet? Well, the process is this really cool mix of hardcore cybersecurity and crypto economics. It all happens in 5 key steps. First up, the system lures attackers in with these fake decoy services. Then it records every single thing the attacker does. Next, it seals that activity log with a cryptographic signature, basically creating a tamper-proof digital fingerprint. After that, a blockchain smart contract steps in like a public notary to verify that the record is legit. And finally, once it's all verified, boom, the system rewards you by creating a brand new DGLD token and sending it straight to your wallet. Now, the secret sauce that holds this whole thing together is some seriously powerful cryptography. It uses the same algorithm that protects Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's called ECDSA. And what this does is guarantee that every single attack log is authentic and can't be messed with. Which brings us to a super important point. You can't just fake an attack to get free tokens.
And this brings up the elephant in the room, right? I mean, if you get paid for being attacked, what's stopping you from just attacking yourself over and over again to farm a ton of tokens for free?
Don't worry, the developers were way ahead of you on that one. They've built in all these different layers of anti-farming defenses. The system takes a unique fingerprint of your hardware. It actually limits how many tokens any single machine can earn in a day, and it uses behavioral analysis to spot any patterns that just don't look like a real, genuine attack. And on top of all that, the smart contract on the blockchain is built to automatically reject any funny business like duplicate attack logs.
All right, so the system is cheat-proof. You've been attacked, you've legitimately earned these DGLD tokens, but what can you actually do with them? Are they just internet points? What's the real utility here? Well, the tokens have 3 main jobs. First, you can spend them inside the Deceptgold ecosystem to get your hands on really detailed threat intelligence. We're talking things like IP reputation scores or heat maps showing you where attacks are coming from. Second, they unlock premium features like advanced analytics or customized alerts. And third, because they're a standard crypto token, you can actually trade them on exchanges just like anything else. And when you put it all together, you get this incredible self-reinforcing loop. The more you're attacked, the more tokens you get. The more tokens you have, the more threat intelligence you can buy. And the more intelligence you have, the better you can defend yourself from future attacks. It's basically a self-funding security system that's powered by the very threats it's supposed to stop. How cool is that?
And of course, not all attacks are created equal, so the rewards aren't either. The system is actually pretty smart about this. For example, an attack that targets a common business service might get you, say, 15 DGLD tokens. A little probe on your database could net you 12, while a basic brute force attempt might get you 10. The more valuable the intelligence the system can gather from an attack, the bigger the reward.
Now look, let's be clear. Honeypots, these digital traps, they aren't a new idea. They've been around for a while. But Deceptgold isn't trying to be just another honeypot. It's really positioning itself as a totally new kind of player in this market.
What makes Deceptgold stand out really boils down to three things. First, it's totally open source, which is huge for transparency and building community trust. Second, it can pretend to be a whole bunch of different services, which helps it attract a much wider variety of threats. And third, and this is the real game changer, it is the only platform that offers direct financial rewards using a blockchain smart contract.
And if you look at the competition, this becomes crystal clear. Yeah, there are other popular honeypots out there like Teapot or Cowrie, and they're good, but they're usually focused on Linux systems, and absolutely none of them have any kind of reward system. Deceptgold is built to work across different platforms, and more importantly, it's in a league of its own with these blockchain-based rewards. So at the end of the day, it's that unique mix that makes this thing a whole new category. You're combining deception technology, open source philosophy, and Web3 economics into one package. It's a formula that, right now, no one else is offering.
And they've got a pretty ambitious plan for the future. Right now, they're in the MVP phase, just proving the concept works. Next, they're going to launch a user-friendly software-as-a-service platform. From there, the plan is to start offering big bundles of anonymous attack data to large companies. But the endgame, the big vision, is to create a fully decentralized peer-to-peer network where organizations can share threat data directly with each other, basically creating a collective digital immune system for everyone. And really, this quote from their vision paper just wraps everything up perfectly. The whole goal here is to fundamentally change what security spending feels like, moving it away from being a reactive cost that you just have to deal with and turning it into a proactive investment that actually generates its own returns. Which leaves us with this huge, fascinating question. We started this whole thing by asking if getting hacked could be profitable for the victim, but maybe the bigger idea is whether a model like this could change how we fund cybersecurity for everyone, everywhere. Could we create defense systems that literally pay for themselves? It is a bold, bold idea, and you can bet we'll be watching to see what happens.